We'll start with Eli.
Hey, Beau, when you think back to some of the kind of classes this summer on the KU rivalry, just what did you personally take away from some of those lessons?
Yeah, Coach Drink had a couple of speakers come in this summer and speak to the team about the KU Mizzou rivalry, and I think that was pretty important because one, a lot of the guys are new, freshmen or transfers, and two, we haven't played this game in a while, so just informing us on what that rivalry used to be, I think it was good to know.
Yeah, in front of your account.
Been part of some big games at Penn State and Lighthouse. How do you anticipate this game to maybe be different, similar to those games? What do you maybe see coming this Saturday?
Yeah, you love playing big games. That's why you play. That's why you want to come to schools like Mizzou to play in big time atmospheres. So, like you said, being a part of big time games in the past is just a lot of fun. But at the same time, you got to have the same process. Same process as it was for Central Arkansas, the same process we'll have for KU. So just focusing on this week of preparation would be the best that we can do on Saturday.
Middle right.
Beau, with your offense coordinator Andy at Penn State, I know he has a history with Coach Leopold. Did he tell you anything about Coach Lance or anything about Kansas that you remember?
No, not really. I know that obviously last year was Coach K's first season at Penn State, the prior season being at Kansas. So I'm a little bit familiar with kind of, I guess, what their offense does, but that's not a huge help to me. But no, Coach K, we talked a little bit about this KU game, but nothing really schematically.
Beau, anything in particular you feel different about after just having that game last week? I mean, do you come into this week with a little more settled or anything in that sense?
I don't think so. Like I just said, it's really the same process each week, just consistency. I think I have a really, really minute-to-minute schedule each week, and just following that and being consistent will be big for the entire season.
And I know those classes on KU or sessions were a while ago, but were there any one or two things that stood out about why this matters so much, or stories that stood out to you?
Yeah, I had no idea about the whole Civil War history, and I thought it was just a sports rivalry, but I guess it goes beyond that, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Beau, what's your role now in helping Matt get ready for, obviously, hopefully not, but being one play away from having to go out there?
I've helped Matt ever since he got here. I kind of take that as my job, I've known Matt since before we were even here, back when I was at Penn State and he was playing high school football in Pennsylvania. Just both being from Pennsylvania, I feel like I take a little bit of responsibility for helping him out, just being a freshman. So, especially now that he has to step up, I set my schedule, my process, and just taking him under my wing as much as possible to help some of that stuff, just being a freshman.
Over here on the left.
Well, now that you've had a chance to process everything about last game, how would you assess your comfort level with running the offense in a live game setting, and what specific areas do you think you can still improve going forward?
I've been comfortable running this offense since the spring. It's like I said from the start, I thought this offense was, I fit into it well, and my playing style meshes good with Coach Moore's calling style and everything. But I think really just as far as improving, just putting together efficient drives and scoring a touchdown every time. We don't want to settle for three ever, and just continuing to read every play true, trust what you see, go through each progression, and just continue to take what the defense gives you.
Further on the left there.
Beau, when Coach was at the podium there, was asked about your running and scrambling, you said just let Beau be Beau. What does that mean to you, both in terms of him having that confidence, and also, what do you see as Beau being Beau? What is that? What is kind of your style, your mentality out there?
Yeah, it's a lot for the confidence when a head coach can put his trust in my ability, especially to run the football. And I think Beau just being Beau is just stems back to youth league. It's just I've always kind of had a knack for just running the football, but at the same time, how can I use that effectively and most effectively? Keeping my eyes up right before the line of scrimmage to extend plays, you know, using my feet can be a threat, but, you know, how can that be most effective, really?
We'll finish up here with Beau with Baha'i.
Bo, how much have you seen or been in touch with Sam, and what sort of consolation have you tried to offer him?
Yeah, it's, you know, super unfortunate. You know, Sam and his entire family's been in my thoughts and prayers. It's, you know, probably hasn't been easy for him, but we're all here to support him. He was in a meeting the other day, just like, you know, 2 days after. You know, it just says a lot about his character, and I know me, the rest of the quarterbacks and SC team will just be here to support him throughout this entire process.
All right, thanks, Beau.
Thank you.
Thanks.